Hello, everyone, and welcome. This video, we're going to look at the beginning career of Tommy Rich. Everybody probably remembers Tommy Rich from Georgia Championship Wrestling. Wouldn't you think that's where the people remember him from?
Certainly.
But before then, he is trained by Jerry Jarrett, Tojo Yamamoto, Tommy Marlin, Eddie Marlin, actually in, I believe, another barn. A barn. He is trained there in Jerry Jarrett's property. And Tommy Rich is pretty good from the beginning. He had that basic ability. And let's go, Jack. Let's start with his beginning of his career.
February 16th, 1975, Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis. Tommy Rich, Tommy Gilbert, and Tommy Marlin defeated Sam Bass, Steve Clemens, and Jimmy Kent. Then we moved to February the 19th at the JC Sports Pavilion in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Bounty Hunter number 1 and 2 versus Tommy Rich and Joey Rossi, winner unknown. February 26, 1975, back at the JC Sports Pavilion in Bowling Green, Bounty Hunters 1 and 2 versus Tommy Rich and Jerry Bryant, winner unknown.
Here is a picture, a photograph of Tommy Rich, Jerry Bryant, and Christine Jarrett.
Wow.
Very young picture. Jerry Bryant, I believe, had to retire early. I think he got sick and he had to retire early, but I think they would have been the hot tag team for Memphis Wrestling back in 1975.
And then we move on March the 3rd. 1975, Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis. Tommy Rich defeated Bill Costello by disqualification. March the 10th, Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. Lorenzo Parente defeated Tommy Rich. March the 19th, Tennessee State Fairgrounds Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. The Mummy defeated Tommy Rich.
I like the Mummy.
March the 24th. Again, at the Mid-South Coliseum, Jerry Bryant and Tommy Rich defeated Ron and Don Bass. March 31st, Mid-South Coliseum again in Memphis, Tommy Rich defeated Sam Bass. April the 9th, JC Sports Pavilion in Bowling Green, Kentucky, Jack and Jim Dalton versus Tommy Rich and Jerry Bryant, winner unknown. April the 14th, back in Memphis, Tommy Rich and Honey Girl Page defeated Bill Costello and Diamond Leal. Again, April 21st, Mid-South Coliseum, Ron and Don Bass defeated Phil Hickerson and Tommy Rich. April the 28th, in Memphis, Al Green defeated Tommy Rich. May 5th, Mid-South Coliseum, Luke Graham defeated Tommy Rich. May 31st, Memorial Auditorium in Chattanooga, Tennessee, Mongolian Stomper defeated Dennis Condrey and Tommy Rich in a 2-on-1 handicap match. And then June 21st, 1975, Memorial Auditorium in Chattanooga, Carl von Steiger and Otto von Heller defeated Tojo Yamamoto and Tommy Rich for the NWA United States Tag Team titles, the Mid-American version.
All right. Then we pick it up back at Memorial Auditorium on June 28, 1975. In return match, Carl von Steiger and Otto von Heller against Tojo Yamamoto and Tommy Rich ended without a winner. And as it was a no contest. Then it was back at Memorial Auditorium on July the 5th, 1975. It was return bull wire match. Carl von Steiger, Otto von Heller versus Tommy Rich and Tojo Yamamoto. And, of course, that ended up, the first match ended with a double countout, and this one had no contest in the barbed wire match. Then we come to the JC's Fairgrounds Pavilion, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, on July the 10th, 1975. Tojo Yamamoto, Jimmy Golden, and Tommy Rich versus Carl von Steiger, Otto von Heller, and Sam Bass. Then July the 12th, Memorial Auditorium in 1975, back to the Memorial Auditorium in Chattanooga. Jackie Fargo, Tojo Yamamoto, and Tommy Rich defeated Sam Bass, Carl von Steiner, and Otto von Heller by disqualification. Then back at Memorial Auditorium again on July the 26th, 1975, Tojo Yamamoto and Tommy Rich defeated Al Green and Phil Hickerson. Then Memorial Auditorium again on August the 9th, 1975, Tommy Rich defeated Bill Costello. Back at Memorial Auditorium on August the 16th, 1975, Tojo Yamamoto and Tommy Rich defeated Carl von Steiger and Otto von Heller. The title changes as now Tojo Yamamoto and I guess Tojo and Tommy Rich are now the new United States Tag Team Champions in a no disqualification match. Then back at Memorial Auditorium on August the 23rd, 1975, it's Bill Dundee and Otto von Heller versus Tojo Yamamoto and Tommy Rich. The winner was unknown. Of course, this match was for the United States Tag Team Championship, and Tommy Rich and Tojo Yamamoto are the champions. Memorial Auditorium on again in Chattanooga, August the 30th, 1975. It was Jackie Fargo and Tommy Rich defeating Rip Hawk and the Masked Assassin. On September 13th, 1975, back in Memorial Auditorium in Chattanooga, Phil Hickerson and Dennis Condrey, tremendous team, defeating Tojo Yamamoto and Tommy Rich. Then we're back to the Nashville Municipal Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee. On September 17th, 1975, Tojo Yamamoto, Tommy Rich, and George Gulas defeated Otto von Heller, Bill Dundee, and Pepe Lopez. Mid-South Coliseum, Memphis, Tennessee, November 11th, 1975. It's the interns defeating Tojo Yamamoto and Tommy Rich. Back at the State Fairgrounds Arena, Nashville, Tennessee, on November the 19th, 1975, is Tojo Yamamoto, George Gulas, and Tommy Rich defeating Dick Dunn, the Alaskan, and Dr. D, David Schultz. And that was for the NWA World Six-Man Tag Team titles, Mid-America Division. Then we end up with the Mid-South Coliseum, December 1st, 1975. Tojo Yamamoto, Tommy Rich, and Roughhouse Fargo against the interns and, of course, their manager, Dr. Ken Ramey. And then we go to the Mid-South Coliseum on December the 8th, 1975, as Tojo Yamamoto and Tommy Rich defeating David Schultz and Mike York. Then Mid-South Coliseum yet again on December the 15th, 1975, Al Green and Don and Al Green, of course, against Tojo Yamamoto and Tommy Rich, and that was a time limit draw. Then we go to the American Legion Arena, Blytheville, Arkansas on December the 16th, 1975. Tommy Gilbert, Eddie Marlin, and Tommy Rich versus the interns and Ken Ramey. 2 out of 3 fall match, the winner unknown there. Then December the 17th, back at the State Fair Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. That was 1975. Phil Hickerson and Dennis Condrey defeated Tommy Gilbert and Tommy Rich. And then we end up, it's December, the Christmas night, 25th of December, 1975, the State Fairgrounds Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. It's the interns defeating Tommy Rich and Tommy Marlin in a 2 out of 3 fall match.
What do y'all think? Tommy Rich, first year.
He's busy.
First year. He is busy and on main event matches.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So by the time he gets to Georgia Championship Wrestling, very seasoned, knows what he's doing. I mean, this is great. I mean, when you look at these matches, I mean, he's on the main events. He's going against the interns. He's going against Jimmy Kent. He's with Sam Bass. I mean,
John and Al Green. Yeah.
I mean, the people that he wrestled. I mean, it's incredible. Look at the people that he Rip Hawk. He gets in there with him. Tommy Rich said in an interview that those guys didn't have to get him over, but they did. And he said he would thank each and every one of them because they're the ones that did it. They can make them look good or they can make them look bad because they could have done it. And this shows they made them look good. And some good stuff. Let's look over. There's 3 cards I want to look over before we go. This is part 1 of Tommy Rich. We will have a couple of parts of Tommy Rich and his career because he had a great career. Here's one that he had on Sunday, September 7th, 1975 in the Louisville Gardens. The main event was the NWA Southern Heavyweight Championship match. Belt held up, no time limit, no disqualification, no count out. The Stomper against Bob Armstrong. Dennis Condrey and Phil Hickerson against Robert and Ron Fuller. Tojo Yamamoto and Tommy Rich against Otto Van Heller and Bill Dundee. The Interns with manager Dr. Ken Ramey against Don Green and Norville Austin. Buddy Wayne against
Magnificent.
Magnificent. Who's Magnificent?
That
Anybody?
could be anybody they want it to be.
All right, so you think that might have been a masked man?
We don't know.
Here it is, Sunday, September 28th, 8 p.m. Louisville Gardens. The main event, the Stomper and Bill Dundee against Bob Armstrong and Robert Fuller. Interns with Dr. Ken Ramey against Jackie Fargo and Pepper Gomez. Cowboy Parker and Ken Dillinger with Al Green against Joey Rossi and Bearcat Brown.
Yeah.
Tojo Yamamoto and Tommy Rich against Jim Kent and Tony Santos. And Dennis Condrey and Phil Hickerson against Eddie Marlin and Buddy Diamond.
All tag team matches.
I see that. That must have been the tag team night.
And it's the Louisville Gardens, formerly the convention center, is what they said.
Here is Sunday, December 21st, 1971. The Bounty Hunters against Jackie Fargo and Tojo Yamamoto. Dennis Condrey and Phil Hickerson against George Gulas and Pez Watley. David Schultz against Tommy Rich. Bob Kelly against Don Anderson. And Joey Rossi against Mitsu Aqua.
That's good. That's that guy right there.
Yeah, I'll just stop right there. And here's another one. November 10th, 1975, tag match 2 out of 3 falls. Phil Hickerson and Dennis Connery, which were one of the greatest tag teams of all time for people who didn't get to see them. They were great. Against Jackie Fargo and Jerry Jarrett. NWA 6-man tag team championship. Tojo Yamamoto, George Gulas, and Tommy Rich against the Bounty Hunters and Jim Kent. Joey Rossi and Bearcat Brown against Don Anderson and the Phantom. Bill Costello. Bill Costello, was that one of the world famous kangaroos?
That I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay, against Steve Kovac.
Steve Kovac was awesome.
Yes.
Steve Kovac was awesome.
Tommy Rich, first year. I don't think anybody can say that he did not have a great first year in professional wrestling. Any final comments before we leave the program on the episode 1 of Tommy Rich?
No,
looking forward to doing some more.
They knew he was going to be big. They knew he was going to be a great wrestler, and they put him in position so he could become just that.
So he could become eventually Wildfire Tommy Rich that he's known for today. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube, give us that big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, and it'll let you know when we put other videos right here on Pro Wrestling Inside and Out. And until the next episode, thank you so much. On behalf of Jack Lord and Rodney West, we'll see you on the next episode with Tommy Rich and many more, the legends of professional wrestling.